In this video, we'll be taking a look at larger motions. We'll open up 040 motions2.md. So far, we've been using small cursor movements with our motions. So we have W and B, which just go by words. Then we have HJKL, which go by characters. But oftentimes, we're going to be needing to move large distances, like across the entire document or whole paragraphs or whatever. So we're going to start with GG. So GG goes to the very first line of the document. We have GG to jump to the top. And if we want to jump to the bottom of the document, we'll do capital G. So if we hit capital G, we're down here at the very bottom. We just jump 97 lines in a single keystroke. And we're going to go back so we can continue the lesson. So to go back, we're going to do GD to jump back. So just spending like maybe 20 seconds just hopping around. So we do GG, G, 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 G. That way we can hop around and learn how to use it because it's really useful. Next, we have plus and minus. So we've been using HJKL, specifically J and K, to move up and down, right? So if you'll notice here, my cursor is in a blank space. It's not actually touching a character. So if I move down a line, I'm on the next line, but I'm on a blank character. But if we do plus, it's going to go down the next line, and it's going to go to the nearest visual character that you can see. So we go plus, plus, and then plus, and see how it sticks to the actual characters, instead of using J, which doesn't stick to the characters. And the same thing goes for minus. So minus is going to go up instead. So if we do minus, it's going to stick to the visual characters that you can see. And that's going to be useful because sometimes we'll have like lots of indents. For example, we'll have like an if block. We have if thing, we'll have some curly braces, and then way in here we'll have the stuff. So if we're just using HJKL and we want to go to stuff, well, then we're going to have to go all the way over or hit W. But if we just use plus, we can go straight there. If we go down here, number 3, we have 0. So 0 moves to the very beginning of a line. We hit 0, goes to the beginning. And if we hit 0 right here, it goes to the beginning. So 0 doesn't care about the character. It goes all the way back to the beginning, no matter what. If it's blank, if it's a character, it doesn't matter. It's going all the way back. If we hit the caret, which is Shift 6 on the keyboard, it's going to go to the first non-blank character on the line. So we have 0 goes to the blank part of the line, the very first column. Then we have caret, which goes to the first visual character. So if we just practice it, we can see like this. So it's just bouncing back and forth. They're both kind of at the beginning, but one is the very first column and one is the very first character. Now, one thing I have noticed with the caret, because I actually barely even use it because of where it's positioned, you have to hold shift and it's kind of in between where your fingers would normally be. So you have to kind of stretch pretty far to reach it while holding shift, which isn't ideal. Or you got to hold shift with one hand and then hit the key with the other hand. And there's a lot of movement going on because it's a pretty far distance from the home row. So what I do is I just combine 0 and W. So if we look over here, we have 0W. We know that 0 always goes to the very beginning. And we know that W always goes a word. And it's going to skip all these spaces when we do W. So what you can do is if we're like halfway through here and we want to scroll down. So if we're like right here on our cursor and we want to get to HTML, instead of hitting back a bunch of times, and instead of having to reach all the way across the keyboard to number 6, which sounds kind of funny because we're just hitting a key, but we want to go maximum speed here because it's Vim. So instead of hitting the caret, which you totally could do if you want to, instead I'm going to do 0 because that's really close to the home row, and then W to go a word over. So if you practice that a couple times, it'll just basically become like a single keystroke. That's really fast. So you just do 0W, 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 and there you are. So if we want to go 0W, right to the beginning, instead of having to reach all the way over to the caret. Alternatively, you can do plus minus, and plus minus sort of works, but my only issue with doing a plus minus to get back to the very beginning is you need to hold shift for the plus, and then you have to let go of it for the minus. And that's kind of not ideal. So I want to try to avoid holding a button down as much as possible. So 0W is really fast for getting to the beginning of the actual content. So here on number 4, we want to move to the end of the line. We use a $. And so just hit a $sign, you go to the very end. And that one's pretty self-explanatory. Like no matter what you do, you just hit $, you go to the end, and that's it. So just spend another minute or two, just pause the video or come back after the video and go back through this lesson and just spend a few minutes spamming 0 carets, $signs, or 0 W's, whatever you want to do. Just keep spamming them to kind of get the feel and your muscle memory. So next, in number 5, we're often going to need to refer to specific line numbers. This happens all the time. You'll be compiling some code, and it's going to say, oh, line 3005, hopefully not that many, but whatever. Line 3005 has an error. And so you're like, oh, great, let me grab my mouse and then scroll all the way down like 3,000 lines. Well, we don't have to do that in Vim. We can just type in the line number. Let's say we want to jump to, well, it tells us where to jump. It says jump to 35. So we go 35, capital G, and there we're at line 35. If we want to go, like, say to line 90, we just do 90G, and there we are. And if we want to go back to 35, we do 35G, and there we are. So we can do any number and a capital G, and that's where we're just going to immediately jump to that location. So far, we've been scrolling using the J and K, so kind of scrolling like that. And it works, but it's not ideal because we got to wait for the cursor to go all the way down. And we can kind of get around that by, let's say we want to go down to the bottom. We can see that there's, like, at the bottom we have 15, 16, 17 lines. So let's go 15 lines down, and we can keep scrolling, and that kind of works. And we can avoid that altogether by using Ctrl+E and Ctrl+Y. So you hold Control, you hit E, and it's just going to scroll no matter where you are. So if your cursor is here and you want to scroll down, you just do Ctrl+E, and we're scrolling. And if you want to scroll back up, you do Ctrl+Y. Ctrl+Y and Ctrl+E, and they scroll, and they don't care where your cursor is. It's always going to scroll the text no matter what. And just like in Vim fashion, we can repeat this. So if we want to scroll more than a couple lines, we can just type however many we want to scroll. So if we want to scroll 5 lines, we do 5 Ctrl+E, and it scrolls 5 down. And if we want to scroll 10 up, we do 10 Ctrl+Y, and it scrolls 10 up. So we scroll down, let's see. It says use 10 Ctrl+E to scroll down 10 lines, so we'll do that. And so now we're scrolling, and now we're down here at number 7. So this number 7, I use this constantly, almost exclusively other than the JK. So Ctrl+D and Ctrl+U. So Ctrl+D moves half a page down, and Ctrl+U moves half a page up. So you can do Ctrl+U, Ctrl+D. And so this is basically my go-to movement keystroke. So Ctrl+U to go up, Ctrl+D to go down, and then when I'm kind of where I want to be, then I just use J and K to kind of finish it up to get to the exact location. So I want to go back down to number 7. I just spam Ctrl+D until I get there, and there we go. We're already here just like that. I didn't know what line number was on, but I just hit Ctrl+D, and eventually you see it. And then let's say, for example, we want to get to number 8, and we're all the way at the beginning. So I'll just hit Ctrl+D a bunch of times, and there's number 8. So then I'll just use a few J's to get down there. And so it's really quick to navigate using Ctrl+D and Ctrl+U, followed up with J and K. Now, as we get through the course, there's actually even much faster ways than that. That was basically the slow way, but we'll get to that in a later video. So last we have, well, I don't know if this is last, but we'll see. So ZZ, what this will do is center the window on your cursor. So that's really useful. So if we scroll this a little bit, or let's scroll that down. So let's say we are right here, and we want to go to number 8, and we're down here reading. It's like, oh, we have down here, it's kind of cramped down there, and it's on the edge, and I don't want to have to be guessing what's on the next line. So what we can do is we just hit J, and okay, cool, it's scrolled, but now my cursor is down here, but I really wanted it up here at number 8. So what we can do instead is we could be down here and hit ZZ, that's lowercase z's, 2 Z's. So ZZ, and now our view is centered on that specific spot where our cursor is, and we can see everything just fine. And if we want to move it up a little bit, we can just hit Ctrl+E a few times, and now we have it in a nice location on our viewport. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down. All right, so that looks like that's the end of the lesson. So definitely spend a few minutes practicing with Ctrl+D and Ctrl+U for sure. And definitely don't forget about the $sign and 0. Those ones are really important. The rest are pretty good, especially jumping to a specific line number with the capital G. So definitely practice with all of those. The plus and minus aren't as critical. So if you don't want to spend a ton of time practicing those ones, that's no big deal. But everything else in this one, I would definitely spend a few minutes on. That we can kind of build up that muscle memory and jump around the document a lot quicker. I'll see you in the next one.